Drew, why do you have on a grill? It's not a vibe. It's not 2005. 99. That was the last time a grill was cool. She had a grill in the album art for Southern Girl from the Pootie Tang soundtrack. That's when grills were cool. When 702 was still together. May Owish rest in peace. Oh, 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 if you think you're Pootie Tangin'. That's when grills were cool. It's not even ironic. I wish you'd stop trying to be iconic. Drew opened up for Jocelyn. When was Jocelyn performing? We keep hearing about the music in the studio. Where is her music? I ain't looking for it. I feel like you're 3. I feel like you're meant to be before you were confident, but now. Do you have to butter everybody up? Just let the heifer talk. Well, let the heifer lie. Yes, let's ask her if she paid her glam, because according to Sheree, she didn't. Then again, who gonna listen to Sheree can't pay? She treats her people well. She has a chef. Everybody knows her chef. She tries to stay in her truth and her integrity, but she's gotten labels that just aren't real. Honey, we watched the show. We've watched you get caught in lie after lie after lie. Why were you shocked that I said you come across acting? Because she thinks she's a better actress than she is. That's the long and short of it. Everything you've shown has been your real life, but you don't live authentically because you're hiding your lesbonics. Hidden lesbonics. Secret sapphic times. Women on your mind. Sapphic secrets. Women whispers. You leave that out. You put that on the cutting room floor of your life. You won't let the people know how you hoe. Let those pussy lips go. That's the thing. Carlos is a sissy. So we can see when the LGBT is faking the funk. That's why you don't come across as authentic. We know you don't want none of Ralph. He's your skirt. He's your skirt. Oh, God, I came on the show to show black love. Then where is your lesbian lover? Where is your lesbian relationship, Quad? And I can see Quad licking too. They ain't just men on the down low. Let this be the start. Let's talk about the women's on the down low. Now, she asked, do you think Ralph gaslit you the moment you met? How would she know what gaslighting is from somebody she never met? Also, were you acting when you met Drew? Because you was acting like a heterosexual. So already you were giving false and phony. You were giving inauthentic. So I'm confused why we got all this energy for Ralph. But Drew didn't come into that. Drew didn't come into that with authenticity. Drew didn't come into that relationship with honesty. She came in pretending she didn't want a woman. A woman. Oh, God, now here come the acting tears. That has been my most... Oh, girl, you ain't getting an Emmy for this. Can you get a tissue? I'm sorry. Girl, I can cry on cue too. Oh, God, she's still crying. Also, you married a man without checking his financials. What were you thinking? I've had to ponder, was it ever real? Well, you weren't. He wonders, were you ever straight? Nope. I'm sorry. I need everybody to KTSE. Keep that same energy, because if the shoe was on the other foot, and if Ralph had been rumored on several reality shows to be with a saucy Santana, I'm sorry, I'd be hearing a lot more down in the comments. But because it's some lesbonics, we just gonna gloss over it. He married a DL, and we gonna talk about it. It's 2025. You need to be the fuck up out the closet. Why we still playing these games? I don't care if your pappy, I don't care if your mama a pastor. Keep that same energy. If it was a man, there wouldn't be, oh, well, his mom's a pastor, his dad's a preacher. Y'all would be like, well, the congregation needs to let you out the closet and the church needs to say amen. So I want the same energy kept. And I'm going to keep it. I'm going to keep it. We're going to let Ralph's anger and frustration be justified. Oh, he had dinner with my ops and he sat there and he bashed me. Girl, be glad he gave you a little bit more of a plot line because you ain't got shit going on this season. Unless you're going to open up about your lesbonics, which you won't. You open your legs for him, but not your mouth. Well, not your mouth on camera. But I'm sure Ty has you sucking that strap. Also, you did a whole album with Dennis. You had to know there would be some on-camera retribution. Even if it didn't have any real emotion behind it, it was a plot line that you set up. You could have found another producer in Atlanta. You got a name. You got two nickels to rub together. But you went to, one, you're cheap and unseemly. That's why you went with Dennis. But two, you knew it would get some shit going for the show. Act like you know, act like you know, act like you know, act like you know. You're trying to destroy me and my character. No, he just said you was a secret lesbian. That's not destroying your character, that's telling your business. But hell, everybody telling your business. When they're bringing you up on other TV shows, when Mimi Faust is talking about it, when it's out in the ether, girl, it's public knowledge at this point. You got to take some responsibility. I mean, I'm sorry. That girl said, what? 3,050 hours? She clocking into you like a fucking job on the phone. I want to know what was going on in real life. Because if y'all was spending all that time on the phone, when was y'all meeting up, greeting up? As an actress, as a mother, and a wife, I could see him going after you as a wife because you cheated. And everybody's talking about it. Me talking about it. That other girl talking about it. People, it's out in the world. So yeah, but he didn't say you were a bad actress. Your resume did. He never divulged anything to me. Y'all aren't speaking. You only communicate through the app. Y'all aren't even supposed to talk. So why would he divulge anything to somebody he ain't speaking to? That don't make no sense. Oh God, so now she's saying, because I was going through so much pain with Ralph, a cardboard box could have given me attention. So I took the attention from Ty and her inner thigh. So Ralph said he felt it was inappropriate and y'all stopped talking. No, Ty got bored with that ass after you ruined her relationships. Okay, so Ralph wants to have an open relationship because you were cheating. So he said, well, if you can get pussy, I can get pussy. Again, we've seen this with Kyle Richards and Mauricio Umansky. If you gonna open up the marriage on the lesbian line, don't be upset if your husband wants a piece of pie too. I don't know what is going on. What goes up must come down. Every action has an equal and opposite reaction. You get some puss, he gonna get some puss too. I was waiting for him to be honest. Has he cheated? Once you start cheating, for me, I don't care if the other person cheats. Whoever cheats first, then if you continue to get cheated on, so be it. Once you open that box, Pandora's out. You can't put it back in. He's wanted a divorce since you lived in Chicago, but then y'all decided to get on Real Housewives of Atlanta and show black love. Black love. Knowing y'all just got out of a quote-unquote rough spot. And the truth is, y'all were in a financial rough spot, which is why you needed the show. You hadn't booked anything since the TLC movie. Let's be real, because your story ain't adding up. This is why you come up as an actress with a poor writer. It's a Tyler Perry trope. Well, first of all, I don't want to try to out anyone as an elderly gay man. I'm sorry, sweetie. When they talk about your lesbonics on 2 shows, and Mimi has also put it out there becomes enough rumor where it's like, well, I mean, everybody can't be lying. Why everybody's saying, like, there are a whole bunch of people that they ain't saying is a lesbian. A whole bunch. Ain't nobody coming out saying, I had some of Nene last night. Ain't nobody saying that. Nobody said, I played in Deshaun's Snow. Nobody's saying that. Hell, even after Kim dated that girl for a minute, we ain't never heard nothing about her being in a lady pond. So why you, Drew? Why a Tubi actress that is pretty much unknown other than Housewives? Why is now everyone on your clitoris? They're singing it in chorus. I touch Sidora's clitoris. I touch Sidora's clitoris. I touch Sidora's clitoris. And we're singing in a chorus. Why are they in chorus about your clitoris? That's what I want to know. If you ain't a lesbian, why are 3 people saying it, 4 people on TV? And I mean, that girl on Basketball Wives had the phone times clocked. God, so she said, I thought I was marrying my father, which is weird to me. And then Carlos, I'm gonna hold your hand. He's your goddamn angel. I can't stand when he tried to get all religious like Oprah. Even she stopped that shit. You're scamming, dropping light on a least Neil head ass don't know nothing about what's spiritual. If you had a guardian angel, Love and Marriage Huntsville wouldn't be canceled, and you'd still be manipulating Melody Holt. I ain't calling her Melody Cherie. She a Holt to me. Oh God, your father is telling me to tell you. Now this nigga is the Detroit medium. We had a Long Island medium, now we got the Detroit medium. Girl, get him a Ouija board so he can get in touch with the spirits. Here, Pappy, I'm tired of him. This is the second time you done come on here and said, your dead relative. I don't think you'd appreciate it if somebody came up to you and said, your mother who passed away has a message. I don't think you'd appreciate it. On camera. What, you trying to be a soothsayer on the show now? Y'all believe in the sooths Carlos has to say? Whenever a woman says, yes, I was getting attention from a lesbian because I wasn't getting attention from my husband, she was playing in pussy. That's honestly how Mimi turned les. She got so sick of Stevie's shit, and Ariana had been chewing that cat. She laughed at your jokes. She wanted that puss bad for a fake cackle. Ralph had moved out of the bedroom, so Ty had room. I'm not going to out you, but I'm also not going to act like I don't see the sky is blue. I ain't gonna tell your business. If I actually know you, I'm not gonna tell your business, but I'm gonna be the one to tell you, look, you need to let people know. Actually, I have a great story. One of my dear friends was a roommate of mine, and we met through Craigslist. I was living in New York, renting out the apartment, and I knew him to be straight, and he lived with me for like a year. And I found him on Grindr. And so that next morning, I poured him a drink and poured myself one. I said, look, we got to have a little moment here. I found you on Grindr. Now, I don't know if you experimenting or whatever or what have you, but people you know, because he was from the Bronx, I'm like, people you know also are around here. So you may think, oh, I'm in Manhattan, it's a little they will find out, and I just don't want you to get caught out there, and if you don't want people to know, this ain't how to go about it. I will tell you like that because, baby, once somebody know, you can't unknow. And people talk, and 2 people see, people pick up on things. They pick up on things. So it's a lot easier to just tell the truth. Because once you start having sex with other people, it's not a secret anymore, and it's also not just your business. It's that other person's business too. And if they choose to share it, or if y'all get caught coming out the stairwell, people gonna know. And the truth, nobody cares. They're like, child, go on and use the stairwell. It's whatever. So she says there was a lot of flirting with Ty, a lot of flirting. Girl, so you saying you was a puss tease? I can't help if Ty felt differently, but I'm uncomfortable. Or there were certain things I was uncomfortable with. Ain't nobody got time for this bullshit. And a woman like Ty uses female pronouns, right? That's as far as my knowledge. Ty ain't going by they, them. A woman like Ty, girl, I know lesbians like that. They ain't hanging around for conversation. They hang around for coochie. Carlos said, I think Ralph wanted to find a reason to bring up Ty. Now, I would believe that, except on the next day, that Monday, we talk about Drew on the phone all these hours with Ty. Also, Mimi had come out on her Instagram or TikTok and said, oh, me and Ty ain't together because Ty withdrew. Too many other people were talking about it where I'm like, no, I think it's valid. If other women are pissed and breaking up over your friend shit, it's bullshit. I'm sorry. Hold the fuck on. All the women's intuition we got going on here, but we gonna act like Ralph's the liar. We gonna act like, oh, Ralph just wanted to get rid of you. He just wanted to lie and bring up Ty. Girl, boom. I'm sorry. When other women are saying, she fucking my girl, I believe her. Like when another woman says, she fucking my man, I believe, like we all would be like, okay, women know. Women know. So it ain't just, a scorned husband. It's scorned girlfriends. That's a different kettle. I ain't gonna say a fish though. That's just a different kettle. I ain't funky die nigga. That's a different kettle of popcorn. I wanted some caramel and cheese wouldn't really work either. Garlic spice. I'm out. I just feel like Ralph is determined to embarrass you. Her cheating with a woman embarrassed him. It's return motherfucking serve. And even if it was an emotional affair, it's still an affair. And how often do we not forgive men for emotional affairs? Remember Cecil, Kids Force Whitmore with that lesbian? Hell, I'd need a lesbian if I had to be married to Simone too. I'd eat pussy just to get out that marriage. I've been around Ty before she dated Mimi Faust. How are you going now, if Mimi's your friend, how you not gonna bring up, now Mimi said y'all broke up. Hold on, let's look for that TikTok. I just saw the shit. Yep, we got Mimi on live stream. What is done in the dark will come to the light. Late nights and early mornings. Or early mornings. And then she posted the song, that N-word a munch. What did you mean by that comment of you gonna make so much money you could pay for Pilar's college? She meant that because Dennis is the producer, he gets a share of her coin, and that's gonna bring in more money than them hot dogs. Also, Portia, can you pay for Pilar's college? You can't even pick her husband. You out here begging, pleading, and hoping that the prenup gets enforced, and I hope they find out that money's stolen from some government and they take that house from your ass. You ain't earn it. You steal that woman's husband and now try to steal his house. You're a common thief. Now, Dennis is where she supposedly got it from. And I was right. Dennis was the one saying, I'm doing this to build legacy for my daughter. Did you try to solicit sex from Dennis? I like biceps, not bellies. Now, Drew does have a point. Portia was brought to give a life and a story and she couldn't deliver, and she ain't giving a shit. No, Drew, you look good this season because Portia's doing all the lying, hiding, and backsliding. So you're not in the hot seat. Drew said she loved the project as a whole and knew all about it, and was too busy living her African princess life to even get in touch with Drew before she started filming again. So now we go over the friend contract, aka the pinky swear that Shamia made Drew and her Chi-Town sis Angela do so they could run and tell that to the show. And I think Shamia knew this was going to get back on the show and give her a storyline and maybe a way to get back at Portia and make her look like a shitty friend. I could see Shamia biding her time. Do you think Shamia is tired of being the background singer? Where are my background singers in Portia's life? Do you think Shamia's Portia's lapdog? I stand on that. Well, we'll see what happens with the rest of the C's. How do you feel as a married woman about Portia saying she'll sleep with your husband? Drew said I wanted to go outside and address it. So Drew said I miss Kenya because she was my only friend. You need to pick better friends, in the words of Amanda Seales. She said I don't see it for Brit. She'd be better for a rags to riches type show. Where are her riches? She doesn't want to live in her truth. Takes one to know one. Who's Drew's dream cast? Kenya and Nene. Girl, bring back Sheree. Sheree never gave anything. Candy and Angela. She said she wants Shamia as a friend since her husband won't really film. since she can't show her whole life. I think a happy marriage is boring. You dated young Berg? You fucked after Hazel E? Ooh. You dated Michael B. Jordan. Okay, that was a lavender union. All right, well, that was the shit.